What's up, guys? Cenk Uygur, my boss and CEO, and also host of the Young Turks, got to sit down with Metta World Peace. Obviously, you know Metta World Peace from re-signing his contract with the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as some very monumental moments in NBA history. Cenk sat down with Metta World Peace and asked him what one of his best career moments was, and he had a great story about this NBA legend that helped Metta World Peace's career. We hope you enjoyed the interview. Make sure to give TYT Interviews a subscription. That's the channel you can find the full-length interview on, but I hope you enjoyed this little piece that has to do with Metta's NBA career.
So how about your career? What's your proudest moment?
Basketball career?
Yeah.
I would say my proudest moment, the best time I had when I played with Larry Bird in the summer times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went from averaging 15 to 18 to 25. I loved the game of basketball. And Larry Bird would come down every day in the summertime and making sure I'm getting better. My real coach at that time was Chuck Person, so he was there in the summertime to make me get better, help me get better. But Larry Bird would take the time out of his schedule to come down and help me. He turned my whole game around, and I kept that with me. But I wasn't loyal to that Pacer organization. You know, not about being loyal. I wasn't stable. I don't know if it was more loyal. I just definitely wasn't stable, you know, when I was there. Always wanted to play there again, kind of redeem myself. But that was my best moments, those summers with Larry Bird.
So was Bird the GM back then?
Bird was under Donnie Walsh back then at that time. So Donnie was the president. Bird was the GM or vice president. You know, same thing.
So did he work with all the Pacers or in
well,
the summers or you?
I was the only one in the gym. You know, so I can't speak for everybody else. But, you know, when you got Larry Bird there, I'm not going nowhere. You know, I was in that gym every day. 4 times a day I would work out when I was younger. It's really stupid. You don't work out. You're not supposed to work out 4 times a day. But that's the type of mode I had back then.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's great, though, because even if you're working yourself out too much, it's the attitude that matters.
It's true.
Yeah. And I remember as a kid growing up watching Bird and Magic, and it always stuck with me when he said after winning a championship, the only place I'd rather be is French Lick.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I've never been there. I heard about it.
Yeah. So what did he teach you? What did he teach you in those summers?
Well, the one thing I asked Larry, I said, all right, you're not the fastest player on the court. How did you get to the basket? Because every time I watch his games, he's getting to the basket.
Yep.
He said, first, you got to be able to shoot. He said, second, take what they give you. They give you a lane, take it. You know, it was that simple. I said, really? He said, yeah, just take it. And I started to apply it to my game. And I mean, I was averaging 24.5 right before the brawl. I was on fire. I was shooting 90 from free throw line, 50 from the three.
You scored 17 points in that fourth quarter before the brawl.
I was killing it. I mean, a lot of that was Larry Bird and Chuck Person.
Well, those are two good shooters to learn from.
Great shooters.
Sure. But you can apply that to life, too, because if you're a good shooter, then they got to sneak up on you, then you could drive past them.
Absolutely.
Right? That's balance, what we were talking about earlier. It's balance in your game.
It's true.
Right?
A lot of balance.
And also, in life, take what people give you. Life's hard enough, right? If they give you the lane, take the damn lane.
Take the lane. Make it easy.